Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Harry and David Field in beautiful Medford, Oregon, as we bring you Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. The 2019 season gets started tonight. There are familiar faces on this year's squad for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, but this season they're led by a new, somewhat familiar face. Jeremiah Robbins takes over the program, his first game back with the team. He led the team for 2 years back in 2003 and 2004. He's back for his third season, taking over with the Doc Stewarts here in 2019. The Doc Stewarts look to get the season started off on the right foot, but they've got a tough test on the other side as they take on the five-time defending state champion Medford Mustangs. Coming off of back-to-back Area 4 championships, the Medford Mustangs also getting their season started tonight under head coach Nate Mabin, back for his ninth year leading the Mustangs. It's American Legion Baseball for you this summer on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. A very good evening, everyone. Welcome into tonight's broadcast. I'm Joey Kieran. Happy to be with you for another season of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on 1490 The Score. Really excited to see what this season might have in store. And change can do that for a team. It was a great year last year with a very young squad for this Doc Stewart's team, a team that would have been in the postseason, got in as the host team of the state tournament, and they were unable to get a victory, but they had some very competitive games in the postseason. A team that finished at 500 on the year with a lot of youth on the squad. There was a lot of anticipation as to what could be coming around the corner for the Docs after last year. As they get ready to start 2019, you'll see a lot of youth on this team, but there is some experience down there. 12 of the players on this year's 18-man roster have spent at least one season at the Doc Stewart's AAA level. Should see if that'll pay some dividends this year for Coach Jeremiah Robbins as he looks to try and get the Doc Stewarts back in to the postseason for a second consecutive year as they gear up for the state tournament down in Klamath Falls. A lot to cover as we make our way through today's broadcast, and we want to welcome you in to the Supercuts pregame show. In the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard, save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Well, we welcome you in and want to remind everybody, if you're new to the broadcast and you're catching us on the radio or maybe listening online, we do stream Doc Stewart's baseball games online to where you can watch the games along with the radio broadcast. It's as if you were watching the game on TV. We do the best that we can, provide you a great experience with the video broadcast. So if you'd like, you can head to 541radio.com and head to the 1490 The Score homepage to find the Doc Stewart's video player there. Click on anything that says Watch Doc Stewart's or Watch Roseburg Sports. You'll find our video broadcast there. You can also check out the 1490 The Score YouTube channel, and you'll be able to watch the Doc Stewart's baseball games on our YouTube channel all throughout the season, watch past games there on YouTube, and even use the YouTube app or streaming services to be able to watch the game on your big screen TV from your home. It's a really exciting service that we're happy to provide for you once again here in 2019. So for all of our new fans that might be tuning in with new players on the roster this year, we welcome you in to the 2019 season for Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score and online at 541radio.com. We'll go ahead and take our first break of the pregame show as we gear up for first pitch to the 2019 season. We'll get a chance to catch up with new head coach Jeremiah Robbins. I've been talking with him plenty leading up to the start of this season, but our first official Coach's Corner when we come back. It is Doc Stewart's Baseball for you on a beautiful afternoon, evening down here in Medford. From Harry and David Field, I'm Joey Kieran. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball, streaming online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Center field, number 3, Josh Baptiste.
Back with more of our Supercuts pregame show here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score, and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. As we get ready for the start of the 2019 summer season for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, we get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins. And Coach, it's kind of fun to get to say that. New guy here leading the program. We've gotten plenty of times to chalk, but since you put out the roster, it's been a couple of days of practice for you guys. Now you quickly get into a game, but how have the last couple of days been now that guys kind of know where they're going and are ready to start getting ready for a season?
It's been really good. Obviously, the kids are excited to get the Legion season started. We're still missing a few guys. We'll hopefully be full roster by the Docs tournament next weekend. But, the group that's with us now, we got 14 guys on this trip. They've been working hard in the cages and practice, so we've hit the ground running. And obviously to open up with Medford, that's a big task. But we're excited about it and really ready to get going on this Legion season.
Well, you guys are really starting things off, like you said, in the deep end here, going up against the 5-time defending state champion in the Medford Mustangs. But you mentioned you got kind of a partial roster today. I'm sure with the early start, school's still in session for a lot of these guys. There's a lot that's going on for these guys. How has that been, that component to what you're trying to do here with this summer team been for you?
Yeah, and we totally understand all this stuff. We got graduation parties, then we got some all-star series coming up. So we're kind of working on their schedule. It's their time of the year. It's a special time of the year for them. But this team will come together at the right time here as we head into Doc's tournament. But we're very well aware of it. We're communicating with them and their families. So we want to make this special for them. We understand our role right now as we're opening up our season, and we'll get this thing going. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, speaking of that, you get the season started, and it's always kind of an experiment because you haven't coached these guys before. They haven't all played together before. You do have a lot of returners, but mixing in everybody, how much you tinker with things throughout the game? Are we going to see you keep guys kind of on an inning limit to be able to get other guys in at this point?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting today, moving guys around. I think one of the dynamics that you'll see today is we have some two-way guys that can pitch and then play defense. So we're going to do that. We'll have them on a pitch count. I'd like to see Jace go probably 3 to 4 innings and kind of open up the game and let us get entrenched in a little bit. Obviously, he's a savvy veteran. He's pitched some big games for Roseburg this year, so we feel good about him. And then kind of get our feet under us a little bit, and then we'll start plugging and chugging on the mound, moving some guys in and out. And we got 9 innings of baseball, beautiful weather. But you'll see some interesting things today, but that's kind of where we're at with our roster.
As you kind of get ready for it, you were just mentioning it's your season opener. I know you're a guy that's been doing a lot of coaching in your years. It's probably been a little bit of weird to not be coaching last little while, to get out here and finally be in that coach's box once again. How's it feel for you?
Oh, it's exciting. I really like this team and my coaching staff, and kind of, we've only been together for a short time, but just their attitudes and their energy and their excitement with this, man, for me, I'm like a little kid again. So it's getting back out here, it's bringing back a lot of memories from back when I was coaching Legion, some of the similar people that are still around. So it's awesome to see. That's kind of the bond that you have with Legion baseball. It's special and it lasts a lifetime. So we want to share that with our kids as we get going. We're excited as a staff, and we're looking forward to today.
All right, we thank head coach Jeremiah Robbins for his time here in the pregame show. We'll come back with a look at the starting lineups, get you ready to go for first pitch on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com. and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back here as we get ready to go for first pitch. We wrap up the Supercut starting lineups in the the Supercut pregame show in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Well, as we finish things out, it's almost time for first pitch. The coaches are at home plate exchanging their starting lineups and getting the ground rules covered from today's umpires. Doug Hall behind the plate, Mike Gibson out in the field for this two-man crew from Harry and David Field, home of the Medford Rogues, but used by numerous baseball teams during the spring season. The South Medford Panthers call this home here during the summer. The Medford Mustangs will play here along with the Medford Rogues, but getting the ground rules, getting ready to go on a beautiful day from Medford. Let's take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. Cooper Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Start out with the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's, led by head coach Jeremiah Robbins. First year back with the program, his third year overall with the Dr. Stewart's. His leadoff man will be Doran Gillespie, the junior from Roseburg High School, will play in right field. He'll be followed by another junior from Roseburg High, that's shortstop Caden Johnson. In the 3 spot in the lineup, Spencer Six, the starting catcher today for the Docs from Roseburg High School, wrapping up his junior year. A senior from Roseburg High in the cleanup position, it's Jonathan Stone starting at first base. Also from Roseburg High in center field, wrapping up his junior season, a 2020 class, Jet Black will start in center field. In left field will be Casey Pettibone from the state champion Umpqua Valley Christian Monarchs. Casey Pettibone will start in left field. He just wrapped up his junior year there at Umpqua Valley Christian. Another junior from Roseburg High, starting pitcher today, batting 7th for the Docs, will be Jay Stoffel. A graduating senior from Sutherland High School, Cade Meisner, will start at third base. And rounding out the starting 9 will be Jacob Luther at second base, a senior from the state champion Umpqua Valley Christian Monarchs. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Dr. Stewart's. On the other side for the Medford Mustangs, leading things off for head coach Nate Maben will be Bennett Thompson, the starting catcher. Josh Baptiste is in center field, batting second. Hitting third and playing at first base is Evan McClennan. Dylan Marsh, the third baseman, will bat cleanup, followed by the DH Bennett Smith, hitting for starting pitcher Ryan Sandoval. In left field, batting sixth is Brady Buchanan. The shortstop, Zach Ankeny, will hit seventh, followed by Jeremiah Huffman, the second baseman. And starting in right field, batting ninth to round out the lineup will be Darren Marsh for the Medford Mustangs. Those are your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups as we get ready to go for first pitch. On the mound will be the right-hander from North Medford High School. He is a graduating senior for the Black Tornado, was a first-team All-Southwest Conference pitcher, Ryan Sandoval. 5-5 in the spring season for the Black Tornado, a 1.34 ERA, 58 strikeouts to 19 walks. He pitched 62 2/3 innings for the Black Tornado. And his first pitch of tonight's ballgame is in for strike one as we are underway. Doran Gillespie at the plate to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts. Docs wearing blue jersey tops today. New uniforms for the Docs this season. Cover that in a moment. Your 0-1 pitch to Doran is in for strike two from Sandoval. Blue tops, orange numbers on the front and the back. Roseburg across the chest of the pullover tops for Roseburg. White trousers, blue socks, blue caps for the Docs. The 0-2 pitch is in the air, back behind home, fouled away for Doran. And Gillespie will have an 0-2 count still after the foul ball against Ryan Sandoval. On the other side, it is the white trousers, the dark navy vests on top with the red sleeves underneath for the Mustangs. The two-tone caps with the dark navy top and the red bill for the Medford Mustangs, the home team here today. Shaking off a pitch, Sandoval will get ready for the 0-2 again. Fastball fouled away by Gillespie. He stays alive in the leadoff at-bat of the 2019 season. Ryan Sandoval might be pitching to impress the coach on the other side for the Doc Stewarts. Jeremiah Robbins will be his head coach next year. Sandoval committed to go continue his baseball career at Umpqua Community College to play for Coach Robbins. He sets up for the 0-2 pitch again here for Doran Gillespie. Off speed, pulled foul down the third base side. We'll do it again. 3 straight foul balls for Doran Gillespie as he battles in the leadoff spot for the Dr. Stewarts. Last season in a Doc's uniform for Gillespie, played in 36 games, batted .313, hitting in the leadoff spot here. He did hit there a couple of times last year. The 0-2 again, gets underneath it out to right field. Darren Marsh is going to come in. He'll make the catch in right field towards the line to retire the first batter for the Doc Stewarts in the top of the first. Caden Johnson, the starting shortstop, will come up next for the Dr. Stewarts. Caden from Roseburg High School will get a chance to play with his older brother once again once he gets done with the college ranks. Cody Johnson will be joining the team probably next week. Caden steps in, first pitch, swing and a miss, chasing a ball down low from Sandoval. The Roseburg guys familiar with Ryan Sandoval. They've seen him a few times. Digging back in, the 0-1 is a strike called on the outside corner. Caden Johnson last year, his first year with the Docs, hit .307 in 34 games. The 0-2, outside. So Johnson, a familiar level of play for him here at the Doc Stewarts level. The 1-2, swings, ground ball, third base side. It's booted by Dylan Marsh at third base, went right off of his glove. A routine ground ball right to him. And that'll be an error to put Caden Johnson on base. With one out, there's one on. Notice something after the end of that play. Marsh tracked that ball down in foul territory. And his throw back to Sandoval on the mound, he had to shield himself from the sun. It's right in your eyes if you're on the right side of the field looking towards third base. First pitch, a called strike against Spencer 6. Spencer starting at catcher, left-handed batter. Ball in the dirt, gets away from Thompson. He can't find it, and easily into second base will go Johnson on the wild pitch in the dirt. Thompson tried to backhand it behind the plate, but he had it pop out of his glove, then he couldn't find it. Makes it a 1-1 count. Pitch inside to the left-handed hitting Spencer 6. And he'll have a 2-1 count ahead in the at-bat. First time that Roseburg has had a guy get ahead in the count. Against Sandoval is 2-1. 6 gets underneath it to left field. Going back is Brady Buchanan. He settles underneath it in the shadows. Tagging but not going will be Johnson at second. He stays there. 2 down on the fly ball out to right field for Spencer 6.
Now up, number 15.
2 down, and up next will be Jonathan Stone. He was one of the top hitters for the Doc Stewarts in 2018. He's battled through injuries here in 2019. Had 2 dislocated knees during the basketball season, and then did it at first base during the spring season with the Roseburg Indians. Last year hit .358 for the Docs. He chops at the first pitch he sees, and it's just foul down that third base line. He'll head back to the box as he sprinted out. Hit .358 in 37 games last year for the Docs. Had 9 doubles, 21 RBI. Stone led the Docs in batting average, walks, and strikeouts last year, but during the spring season, he missed 8 games during the season with the Roseburg Indians. Made it back in time for the playoff run and the stretch run to the playoffs, but hit just .275 as he takes a pitch just a bit high off speed. Takes it to a 1-1 count here for Stone. 2 down with a runner, Caden Johnson, out at second base after reaching on an error here in the first inning. Top of the first, Roseburg and Medford in an American Legion non-league 9-inning contest for you here today, folks. Time called before the next pitch. Had been originally told that this would be a 7-inning contest, but was told by Coach Robbins before today's first pitch that it would be a 9-inning game. As Stone fouls it back, count will go to 1-2 against him. So stay with us. Our first 9-inning contest, at least 9-inning official regulation game of the season. I think during the spring might have had a 9-inning game or so out there with some extra innings, but those are 7-inning regulation games. There's a pitch inside, dead ball, and hit by pitch. Jonathan Stone going to get hit on that front elbow. I thought he usually wore some sort of protective sleeve or padding on that front elbow. He doesn't have anything on there. He got hit on the arm and takes the trip on down to first. He almost looked as if he was starting to go after that pitch. Does not. And now they are going to talk about it here. The 2-man crew, Doug Hall and Mike Gibson, going to confer on this one. Did Stone try to get out of the way? It was a 1-2 count when he got hit by the pitch. And they will leave him at first base. Thank you for not making me have to erase in my scorebook. Hit by pitch, put Stone on at first. Johnson still at second after reaching on the error. 2 down, and the Docs will send their 5-hitter to the plate, Jet Black, the junior from Roseburg High School, class of 2020. First pitch underneath it, fouls it away. Docs are being aggressive in the early pitches of their at-bat. We've seen a lot of foul balls here early on. Jet, first year last year with the Doc Stewarts, batted .282. The 0-1 pitch to him. He takes high from Sandoval. Looking around the diamond here in the top of the first inning for the Medford Mustangs. Behind the plate, Bennett Thompson, Evan McClennan out at first, Jeremiah Huffman at second, Zach Ankeny at short, Dylan Marsh at third. The outfield in a moment. This pitch in the dirt, scooped up by Thompson behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike against Jet Black. In the outfield from left to right, Brady Buchanan, Josh Baptiste, and Darren Marsh. The starting defensive alignment for the Mustangs here at Harry and David Field. 325 down the lines, 400 to dead center. As stepping off the mound, Ryan Sandoval will get a fresh look at the call from Bennett Thompson. Sandoval's 2-1 to Jet, gets underneath it high in the air. That one hooking well foul and out of play. Getting out of the stadium there for Jet. Thompson from behind the plate from South Medford, catching for Ryan Sandoval from North Medford. Rivals during the spring season. Teammates here during the summer. They played together last year. 2 of the 6 returning players for this Medford squad. Is strike 3 taken at the knees on the inside corner. Jet Black will go down looking, and that'll wrap things up in the top of the first for the Doc Stewarts. No runs on no hits. There was 1 Medford error and 2 men left on base. After half inning of play, it's still scoreless. Medford coming up to hit when we return. This is Doc Stewarts Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the first inning. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Today's game is presented by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Jay Stoffel, the righty from Roseburg High School, will be on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. He'll face the top of the lineup, Bennett Thompson, Josh Baptiste, and Evan McClennan. Stoffel coming off of a great spring season. He was named the Southwest Conference Pitcher of the Year during his junior season. He threw in 9 games, started in 6, had a 5-1 record, 1 save to his total as well. 45 1/3 innings worked during the spring season with the Indians. 1.39 ERA, 63 strikeouts to just 20 walks. Last year he did pitch with the Doc Stewarts. He kind of swung between the Docs and the Pepsi bottle caps. Really only pitched with the Doc Stewarts last year. He played in 10 games, started in 9, had 39 1/3 innings worked for the Docs, had a 3-4 record, a 5.87 ERA, 34 strikeouts, 26 walks. Not a bad year for his first year pitching at the Docs level, but he'll look to improve on it here in 2019. Looking around the diamond for the Docs in the bottom of the first, Spencer Six behind the plate, Jonathan Stone at first, Jacob Luther at second. At shortstop is Caden Johnson. Cade Meisner starts at third. In the outfield from left to right, Casey Pettibone, Jet Black, and Doran Gillespie. Leading things off will be Bennett Thompson. Just wrapped up his sophomore season at South Medford High School. First pitch to the righty is inside for ball 1. Thompson was named a first-team All-Southwest Conference catcher this year for the Panthers. Excuse me. Yes, he was. He had a .376 average. Thought I was looking at the wrong line for a second there. Pitch high, 2-0 count for Thompson as Stoffel works on the mound. .376 during the spring season, 16 RBIs, 18 runs scored as a foul ball. Takes the count to 2-1 now for Thompson. Again, he's one of 6 returning players for this Mustang squad. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Mike Gibson down at first, saying that the check swing did not get pulled back in time. Now, this Medford team has been the model of consistency and perfection in Legion baseball. As a pitch high, will take it to a full count here to lead things off. They have won 5 straight state championships, back-to-back Area 4 championships, as the ball fouled off yet again for Thompson. He'll stay alive at the plate. Won in back-to-back years in the Area 4, and then last year winning their 5th state title, and a bit of controversy. Right down the middle for strike 3, as Thompson will go down looking.
Now up, number 3.
Jay Stoffel will rack up his first strikeout of the game here in the first inning. And strikeouts, well, you want to make sure you don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. 1 away and nobody on. First pitch outside to Josh Baptiste. Baptiste, the center fielder from North Medford High School, graduating next year. He'll hit a one-hopper to short, fielded by Johnson. Throw to first in time as they get Baptiste by a half a step, if that. Long throw across the diamond for Caden Johnson. It was a high looping one-hopper off the infield dirt to him. It didn't touch the infield grass. Had to play back at short, fielded and quickly threw across the diamond. Able to get the speedy Baptiste at first. 2 down. Evan McClennan will stand in, the left-handed hitting first baseman. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Strike called again from the righty to the lefty. Breaking ball on that one. Cuts in at the knees for strike 2. McLennan's 1-1 count. I think I said strike 2. I was incorrect there. A 1-1 count. Ball outside. 2 balls and a strike now against the 3-hitter for the Mustangs. McLennan from Ashland High School was a first baseman and pitcher for him. Graduating this year. Fights one off. Down the third base line for a base hit. Into the corner in left field. McLennan will round it first, but he will not take the turn. He'll hold that first. Not the speediest of guys out of the box. A 2-out single down that third base line. He sharply hit that past Cade Meisner, who did his best to dive after it, but could not get a glove on it. Just rocketed right by him there at third. Into the left field corner, Casey Pettibone had to retrieve it, had to play with the angles out there on that left field fence in foul territory. 1 on, 2 down. Dylan Marsh, the cleanup man, bats next. First pitch swinging for him, and he fouls it up over the netting and out of play here at Harry and David. Dylan Marsh, another returner, graduated in 2018 from Eagle Point High School. It's his 3rd year here on the Medford Mustangs staff. The 0-1 pitch to him. Stoffel working out of the stretch for the first time. His breaking ball is in for a called strike and an 0-2 count. Last year for Marsh. Take a look at his numbers if we get a chance here. The 0-2 swing, and that one in the dirt. He missed. The throw down to first from Spencer Six is there, and well, we'll look at numbers later on. It's another more well-drilling strikeout for Jay Stoffel. He gets 2 punch-outs in the first, and he keeps Medford off the board. No runs on 1 hit. There was no Doc Stewart errors, and 1 man left on base. It's scoreless through 1 as we head to the top of the 2nd in this 9-inning contest on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Top of the 2nd inning. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 1490 The Score. Today's game brought to you by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Top of the 2nd, scoreless ball game. Docs will send Casey Pettibone to the plate. The junior from Umpqua Valley Christian High School will take low and inside for ball 1 from Ryan Sandoval. First inning, Docs without a hit, but got a runner on with an error and a hit by pitch as the 1-0 is low and outside for a 2-0 count to Pettibone. Medford getting 1 hit in the first inning, but unable to move the runner around on the 2-out single by Evan McLennan. At the plate, Pettibone, a 2-0 count here from Sandoval. Line drive up the middle. That ball's going to fall in, and there's the Doc Stewart's first hit and his first at-bat as a Dr. Stewart. Casey Pettibone will drive one to center field off of Ryan Sandoval. Pettibone was part of that 2A, 1A state championship team for Umpqua Valley Christian. He was named a first-team All-State outfielder, first-team All-District outfielder for the Monarchs. He was the winning pitcher in the championship game as well. Great way to start out his Doc Stewart's career here with a single to lead things off in the 2nd. First pitch swinging for Stoffel is a fair ball down the third base side. Ricochets into the corner in left field. Up to third will go Pettibone. Into second base will go Jay Stoffel, helping himself out. He gets a double. And it's back-to-back singles for the Doc, or back-to-back base hits for the Doc Stewarts to put runners at 2nd and 3rd to lead things off here in the 2nd inning. First pitch swinging for Jay Stoffel. And he's able to cash in. That ball hit hard down the line, went off the glove of Marsh, it looked like, at third. First pitch swinging now for Cade Meisner. Fouls one down the left field side. Cade Meisner, his second season with the Doc Stewarts. From Sutherland High School, graduating this year. He swings. He was ahead of the off-speed pitch. Tapper back to the mound. Fielding and throwing to first. Ryan Sandoval will get the out. That little tapper not going to do it there. The runners all hold at second and third. One out now. And coming up to hit, I'm going to have a new batter up. It's not Jacob Luther. It'll be Luke Van Norman that'll hit here. I did not see what would have been the change on this one. Luther. Oh, that might be Luther, actually, because Van Norman is a right-handed batter, so they've got Luther in Van Norman's uniform as a ball in the dirt. It is Jacob Luther at the plate, wearing Luke Van Norman's number 12 instead of his own number 7. So it's a 1-0 count for Jacob Luther here. Ball almost got away from Bennett Thompson. A swing and a foul tip into the glove. And a 1-1 count now for Luther. 2-1, excuse me. We did miss a pitch in there. Ryan Sandoval, one out. Runners at second and third, trying to keep a run off the board for the Docs as Luther will foul off a pitch. Jacob Luther also part of that state championship team with Umpqua Valley Christian. His head coach, Dave York, on the staff here with Jeremiah Robbins as a pitch high and away to take the count full. Luther did play with the Docs last year, was in 30 games, hit .282 for the Docs. During the spring season, he was batting .438 for the Monarchs. The 3-2 pitch is in the air to left field. Well struck out to Buchanan. Will it be enough to drive in Pettibone? He tags at third. The throw, the relay, not in time. Advancing to third, Jay Stoffel will get in safely. Smart base running for the Docs as they score one and have a man at third with 2 outs. A sac fly for Jacob Luther. Luther will pick up the first RBI of the season for the Doc Stewarts. They take a 1-0 lead. Tagging and scoring was Casey Pettibone, his teammate from UVC. Tagging and advancing to third goes Jay Stoffel. The throw to the plate was just a second behind. Swiping with the tag, Bennett Thompson just was behind Jacob Luther. And the sac fly works, takes us back to the top of the lineup for Doran Gillespie. 1 in, 2 down, man at third, and the breaking ball from Sandoval is outside for ball 1. Doc Stewarts strike first, their first run of 2019. Another one in, and that one for a strike against Gillespie. Doran is 0 for 1 in the game with a fly ball out to right field. Takes for strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes now with 2 down, and Jay Stoffel on at third. Sandoval trying to wrap up the top of the second. He will with a swing and a miss out of Doran Gillespie. Strike 3 there. That's the second punch out of the game for Ryan Sandoval. It finishes off the top of the second. But the Doc Stewarts get on the board. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Medford errors. 1 man left on base. And the Doc Stewarts lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. It'll be Smith, Buchanan, and Ankeny due up next for the Medford Mustangs when we come back. This is Docs Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Is number 6, Bennett Smith.
Bottom of the second, Docs lead 1-0. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on the Score, brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them at 672-6707. First pitch misses to Bennett Smith from Jay Stoffel, the righty working out of the windup. The lefty, Smith, will fight off an inside pitch back to the mound. Stoffel fields, sets up, and throws to first to retire the first batter here in the second. Smith will go down. Bennett Smith from
number 12, Brady Buchanan.
Let's see here. Smith from South Medford High School. Tapper back to the mound did not work out in his favor. So one away. Brady Buchanan will bat next for Medford. Another lefty, third in the lineup so far. Swing and a miss for strike one here for Buchanan. He is a returning player from last year. Buchanan from North Medford High School, graduating this season. The 0-1, he fouls into the netting behind home. Quickly goes to an 0-2 count. Stoffel trying to look for a quick out here. He has retired 2 straight. He struck out the Dylan Marsh to finish off the first inning. Buchanan digs back in. Last season for Buchanan, batting .260 for the Mustangs. Off speed, high and away. Stoffel can't get him to chase that one. Buchanan had 73 at-bats last year, had 4 doubles in those, and 2 home runs. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong line. He did not have an extra base hit. I apologize. Inside on the 1-2 pitch for Stoffel, a 2-2 count. Brady Buchanan, he's another guy that is going to be playing for Jeremiah Robbins next year at Umpqua Community College. The 2-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. Another punch out for Jay Stoffel. Remind you that you don't want to strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. 2 down. Zach Ankeny will bat next, and the shortstop takes low for ball 1. Batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Medford got a single last time in this situation. In the first inning with 2 outs and nobody on base, Evan McLennan got the first base hit of the day for the Mustangs. Strike taken by Ankeny, another returning player. He actually had a really good year last year for the Mustangs as he chases a pitch, swings and misses. Ankeny had 135 at-bats last year. That was up there for at-bats on the team. Only hit .252, but not a bad year for the youngster. Stands back in. The 1-2 is in the dirt. Ankeny comes back to the team. He is here for a second year and looking to get ready for his senior year coming up next year. Check swing. Did he go around? They appeal? No, he did not. And the count goes full. Down at first base, Mike Gibson says the barrel of that bat did not get around. He did not break the hands. The South Medford Panthers, Zach Ankeny digs in. The 3-2 chases and fouls it away. Ankeny was playing at second base during the spring season for South Medford. I thought that was interesting. He had been a shortstop prior to that, but I think they mixed things up. They had a younger guy coming up at shortstop they wanted to get in there. Full count pitch to him here with 2 down and nobody on, and he takes for ball 4. A walk issued by Stoffel. A 2-out walk puts a man on at first for a second straight inning. The Mustangs will get a man on with 2 away. Jeremiah Huffman, the starting second baseman, bats next. His first at-bat of the season. Huffman from North Medford, graduating this year, earned honorable mention all-conference honors in the infield. First pitch to him, down the middle at the knees for a called strike. Huffman's 0-1 pitch from Stoffel. Another strike taken. Quickly to an 0-2 count. This Medford team, they got some quality experience coming back in the 6 guys they had from last year's team, but other than that, it seems like a lot of new guys that are going to be cutting their teeth this year. The 0-2. Not off the mark by much for Jay Stoffel. Count goes to 1-2. But this is a program that's very rich in tradition. They rebuild, they reload, they don't rebuild. The 1-2, swing and a miss on the breaking ball. It's another strikeout for Jay Stoffel. And Stoffel will finish things off here in the second with his 4th strikeout of the game. As we head to the 3rd inning, the Doc Stewarts lead at 1-0. For Medford, no runs, no hits. There were no Doc Stewart errors and 1 man left on base. Head to the 3rd, Doc's in front by a run. On CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
In between innings here as we go to the top of the 3rd, Doc's baseball this season is brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Coaching staff for Medford was out there to have a conversation with Ryan Sandoval for unknown reasons. Coach Robbins was up out of the dugout to check with the umpire, home plate umpire, Doug Hall, to find out why they were allowing a meeting on the mound before the inning gets started. But he must have gotten some sort of explanation that satisfied him as he headed back to the dugout. It'll be Caden Johnson that leads things off here in the 3rd. Docs lead 1-0, scoring to bunt. Johnson tries to find his way on, but fouls it off. Johnson reached on an error by 3rd baseman Dylan Marsh in the 1st. Was left stranded at 2nd base. The 0-1 pitch to him here for Sandoval out of the windup. Line drive up the middle. That should drop in. It will. Center fielder Josh Baptiste will come collect it. Leadoff single once again for the Doc Stewarts. And once again, it goes to center field. Casey Pettibone led off the second with a single to center field. And now Caden Johnson will do the same. 1 on, nobody out. Spencer 6 will bat. First pitch to Spencer. Misses for ball 1. Spencer flew out to left field in the 1st. 0 for 1 on the day for him. Takes out off the edge for the lefty. The count goes to 2-0. Ryan Sandoval last season did pitch in 16 games. That was the 2nd most as he throws over to 1st. And Evan McClennan having to fight the sun and have to scoop that ball out. Sandoval just soft-tossed it over there to check on Johnson. That was a tough play on the pickoff move for McClennan. The 2-0 to 6. He puts this one in the air again to left field. Going towards the line now, having to come in. Buchanan will make the catch for the 1st out. Retiring Spencer 6 for a 2nd time.
Next up, number 15, Jonathan Stone.
1 away. Jonathan Stone will bat next. Stone was hit by a pitch his 1st time up. First pitch now for Stone, low and inside, ball 1. So Sandoval last year tied for the most appearances in games with 16. He pitched 35 1/3 innings for the Mustangs, started 5 games, had a 3-1 record and a 3.37 ERA. Swing and a miss at the high heat there for Stone. The big man, first baseman, 6'7". He'll have a counterpart in Dallas McGill, who's not here tonight, but McGill will match Stone over there at first at 6'5". He's a big lefty, so you got a couple of big bodies at first this season for the Docs. McGill and Griffin Levine not with the team tonight. The guys from Reedsport Their travel schedule just didn't quite match up. As Stone puts one high in the air on the 2-1 pitch, calling for it. First baseman McLennan underneath it for the out. Still at first base is Caden Johnson after the leadoff single.
Number 18,
2 down, and Jet Black will bat next. Jet 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking in the first. McGill and Levine not here. Zach Holland not here today. And Cody Johnson not with the team. Is a breaking ball in the dirt for Jet Black. Cody Johnson finishing out his school year at Treasure Valley Community College out in Ontario, Oregon. Zach Holland, I did not get an official reason why he was gone, as a ball lifted left field, foul for Jet Black. Got around on that one and pulled it well into foul territory. But I'm sure it had something to do with probably his school schedule for Zach Holland. And for Dallas McGill and Griffin Levine from Reedsport, obviously a bit of a trip to get from the coast over to Roseburg in time to catch the vans to down here to Medford. They had finals going on as well, so just could not get out of school in time to make the trip down here today. But they'll be with the team soon enough as a pitch in the dirt to Jet. Takes it for a 2-1 count. It'll be fun to see what this team is like when they get to full strength, but it'll be a little while, probably next week by the time we see everybody with the team. And that's kind of the way the early season goes. As Jet gets underneath one, out to center field, in the shadows, now coming in a bit. Josh Baptiste makes the catch in dead center field to wrap up the top of the third. Doc Stewart's unable to do anything after a leadoff single by Caden Johnson. No runs, 1 hit. There were no Medford errors. 1 man left on base. We are through 2.5 as the Doc Stewarts still hang on to a 1-0 lead against the Medford Mustangs, who come up to bat in the bottom of the third with Marsh, Thompson, and Baptiste on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Eagle Point sophomore Darren Marsh will lead things off for the Medford Mustangs as we go to the bottom of the third. Jay Stoffel on the mound for his third inning of work. Misses low and outside for ball 1. Doc Stewart's Baseball on the Score today is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Pitch misses outside to Marsh. It's a 2-0 count. 9-hitter in the lineup for the Mustangs. Wrapping up the first time through the lineup card. Ground ball to short. Picked up there by Johnson. Over to Stone to retire Darren Marsh with the first out here in the third inning. 1 away. Stoffel has been able to get the first batter in each inning so far. Bennett Thompson will bat for a second time. He struck out in the first. The first pitch for Stoffel is a bit low for ball 1. Well, this Medford team, 6 returning players. They draw 7 players from South Medford, 5 from North Medford. There's a strike across against Thompson. 3 from Eagle Point High School and 1 from Ashland. It's a 1-1. Ground ball fought off opposite side for Thompson. Misplayed by Luther at first. It popped out of his glove on the high bounder to second base, but he stayed with it, able to pick it up quickly, recover, and make the throw in time to first to get Thompson for the second out. 2 down, and Josh Baptiste will bat. Baptiste grounded out to short. A strong throw from Caden Johnson to get him by a half a step just split seconds as he fouls off the first pitch. This Medford squad, seems like they've drawn from Crater in the past, from maybe Phoenix High School, some of the other area schools around here. But a pretty limited selection this year for them. There's an attempt at a check swing on the high heat for Baptiste, and he can't pull it back. He's got himself an 0-2 count. Looking for another punch out. It's in the dirt. 1-2 now for Stoffel. A team, though, that's fairly young. 3 players on this team in the class of 2021. That means they're just wrapping up their sophomore years of high school. Baptiste in there. The 1-1 pitch to him is high and away. Excuse me, the 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2-2 is the count, I believe. Stoffel trying to wrap things up here in the third in a 1-2-3 fashion. He has not been able to do so far. The pitch is low and inside, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the count has gone full. 2 down. Full count at the plate for Josh Baptiste, trying to find his way on. It would be the third straight inning that Medford gets a runner on base with 2 outs against Jay Stoffel. Again, he hasn't had a 1-2-3 inning yet. So 3 players in the 2021 class, 6 in 2020, 6 in the graduating class of 2019, getting done with high school this year. The 3-2 pitch is away for ball 4. So for a third straight inning, Jay Stoffel gets the first 2 outs but can't retire the side on the third batter. Issues his second walk of the game. And coming up to bat will be Evan McClennan, the left-handed hitting first baseman. McClennan had a sharp hit down the third base line in the first inning. He was behind on the ball, but got it just inside the chalk line down the third base side and past a diving Cade Meisner at third. Pitch is in the dirt to him on the first one. Down low, scooped out by Spencer Six. A 1-0 count to start off here for the 3-hitter in the lineup card for Coach Nate Maben. In his 9th year leading the team, boy, has he had a run with the Mustangs. Runner going as the ball slapped foul down the third base side. Out of play. This Medford team, they hold the state record for most consecutive state titles won, now sitting at 5. They've won 13 of the last 28 state titles and 16 overall in program history. Mentioned that they are the model of perfection in the state. They have been a very good program for a long time. Runner going again on the 1-1. Throw to second will not be there in time for Spencer Six. The breaking ball, he had to reach across the body to get it down low, and then the throw to second was just not going to be there in time. So stolen base for Josh Baptiste gets him into scoring position for Medford. That is the first runner to reach second base today for the Mustangs. At the plate, McClennan has a 2-1 count. The lefty digs back in against the righty. Stoffel checks second, no one holding on the runner. The pitch is high and away for a 3-1 count. Docs lead 1-0. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Medford is threatening with 2 outs, a man in scoring position. Sun starting to set here as we'll be under the lights soon enough. As the ball fought off by McClennan on the 3-1. He'll have a full count now. During the high school season, we didn't get too many night games under the lights. During the Doc season, that's about all we play. Full count pitch for Stoffel. Delivers. Swing, and it's off the hands, back to the mound, fielded by Stoffel. He'll underhand to Stone to wrap up the side. So once again, Jay Stoffel gets the first 2 batters, then allows a runner on base, but is able to finish it with the next batter. No runs on no hits. There were no Doc Stewart errors. 1 man left on base for the Mustangs. After 3 innings of play, it's a 1-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts in this 9-inning ballgame on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Leading things off for the Doc Stewarts will be Casey Pettibone here in the fourth inning. He swings and fouls off a pitch to lead things off against Ryan Sandoval. Sandoval into his fourth inning of work. Docs don't have anybody thrown in the bullpen yet. Jay Stoffel is on deck, so I imagine it looks like he's going to stay in on the mound. Might try to just, as a swing and a miss on a breaking ball there for Pettibone, who is 1 for 1 in this game and scored the only run so far. We know that Coach Jeremiah Robbins may be looking to try and just see what he's got in his pitching staff, might be mixing and matching things. Cade Meisner could be the guy that goes on the mound next. The 0-2 for Pettibone. He's 2 for 2 today as he rockets one right back up the middle. The comebacker past Sandoval had him off balance on the mound, twisting and turning out of the way of that line drive. He stayed clear of it, but the ball gets into center field, and Casey Pettibone, boy, you can't ask for a much better start for the first-time rookie at the varsity level, or you could say at the Doc Stewart's level, AAA for Casey Pettibone. He is 2 for 2 in this ball game with a pair of singles. He leads off the fourth inning with that single. Second time he has led off an inning with a single, and that's going to do it for Sandoval, who's going to come out of this game limping. It looks like a left leg issue for him, and they're going to head to the pen here in the fourth inning. Might have gotten a little hung up as he tried to get out of the way of that line drive right back up the middle. And so we got a call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. We'll take a 60-second break, get you the numbers and the new pitcher on the mound for the Medford Mustangs when we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Medford makes a change here midway through this 9-inning non-league contest between the Doc Stewarts and the Medford Mustangs. Ryan Sandoval came out, it looked like an injury, bringing him out of the game, limping back to the dugout with his left leg, showing signs of some issues there. And so Ryan Sandoval comes out of the game, and taking over will be Stephen Ledendecker, the righty from South Medford High School. He's just wrapping up his junior season. Ledendecker, first-team All-Southwest Conference outfielder for the Panthers this year, but he will take over on the mound for Sandoval. We'll get you Sandoval's numbers here in a moment after we add the call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Jay Stoffel will be the first batter against the new pitcher. Ledendecker fires a breaking ball in for strike one. Stoffel watching it go by. So Sandoval goes out of the game, 3 innings worked. He gave up 4 hits, currently tallied with 1 run. It was earned. No walks and 2 strikeouts as Ledendecker fires high above the head of Stoffel, who ducks out of the way. 1-1 count now for Jace. Sandoval gave up a run. It was Casey Pettibone that scored the first time. Pettibone now on at first. He would be to Sandoval's credit if he's able to come around to score here in the 4th inning. Doc's leading 1-0 so far against the Mustangs. 2 balls and a strike against Jay Stoffel. Here in the top of the 4th inning, 1 on, nobody out. The 2-1 pitch. Stoffel takes at the top end of the strike zone for a 2-2 count. Ledendecker, his first year on this Medford team during the summer. The 2-2. Ground ball, third base side. Marsh knocks it down, stays with it. His throw to first will not get there in time. Stoffel goes tumbling past the bag. Got tripped up at first base on the pillow there. But he's in safely. Give credit to Evan McClennan at first for doing a defensive job of knocking that ball down in the dirt to make sure it didn't get by, fighting the sun the whole time on the short hop. And that's going to be another error at third base for Dylan Marsh, though. Stoffel on base for a second time, this time via the error. 2 errors in the game now for the Mustangs. Runners at first and second with nobody out, and Cade Meisner will bat 0 for 1 on the day for him. He'll step out as time called. Marsh has had trouble with a couple of balls hit right at him at third base there. First pitch for Meisner. That one hit well out towards left field, towards the corner. That ball carrying and carries foul past the bullpen for the Mustangs down the left field side. I don't know if it would have had the distance to get out of here if it had stayed in fair territory down that 325 mark on the left field line. Meisner, though, doing his best to try and get that ball to the fence at least and drive in a run if he could. He's got an 0-1 count on the foul ball. Meisner waits. Ledendecker delivers. Off speed. He pulls it left side past the diving third baseman Dylan Marsh. Now the shortstop, Zach Ankeny. He'll advise throw. He tried to play Derek Jeter. He's not quite there yet. He tried to make the long throw after the backhand across the diamond to first. I know Meisner not necessarily the quickest guy down the line, but that was going to take a miracle throw to get there, and it was well offline by Ankeny at short. It'll be an infield single for Cade Meisner. Bases are loaded with nobody out, and now batting it's Jacob Luther, the 9-hitter, wearing number 12 today. He was given the number 7 by my account, by what I was told at least. He's wearing what I thought would be Luke Van Norman's number 12. A ball fouled away on the 1-0 for Luther. Bases loaded. Meisner at first. Stoffel at second. Pettibone at third. The 1-1, Luther takes outside by quite a ways. Ledendeker's pitch getting Thompson to slide to his right to knock that one down. 2-1 delivery. Inside, fouled off on a check swing by Luther. And that one ricocheting off the catcher and the umpire, I do believe. Luther chasing a pitch inside, got his hands around, and I think that went off just the nub or the handle of the bat there. 2 balls and 2 strikes against him. Luther has an RBI already, a sac fly to left field his last time up. Driving in Pettibone. He could do it again here. The 2-2. And it beans him. He'll pick up another RBI, and it'll be a hit by pitch. So the 9-hitter is doing all the work here. He has driven in 2 runs so far. Both times it's been his teammate from the spring season, Casey Pettibone. Docs lead 2-0 on the hit by pitch. Pettibone scores. Stoffel to third. Meisner to second. Bases still loaded with nobody out. And up to the top of the lineup now for the Doc Stewarts with the bases still loaded. Doran Gillespie will bat. He's 0 for 2 in the game, and he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Docs leading 2-0, 9-inning contest. This could be a great way to start out this season for the Docs. Obviously, a win to start the season is always fun. A win against Medford would be pretty special, though. It's an 0-1 pitch, high and away for Gillespie, a 1-1 count. Doc Stewarts are currently riding an 8-game losing streak against the Medford Mustangs dating back to 2016, the last time they were able to defeat the Mustangs. As Gillespie fouls it back, and that one will get out of play up into the grandstands for strike 2. It's 2016, I looked it up. Roy Benzel was on the mound for the Docs when they got the win against the Medford Mustangs for the last time they won. They've lost 8 straight. 2 seasons in a row that Medford has swept the Docs in 4 league games. Off speed, pulled foul by Gillespie. He'll stay with a 1-2 count. Down at third base, assistant coach Dave York down there, clinching and spinning and trying to get out of the way at third base. You've got Coach York there. I believe it's Coach Brett Prock at first. In the dugout, Jeremiah Robbins guiding everything from his position on the top step. As a swing and a miss for Gillespie. Second time he has struck out in the ballgame. He is 0 for 3. That'll be the first strikeout for reliever Steven Ledendecker. And he gets his first out here in the top of the fourth inning. Bases are still loaded. Docs with 1 run in so far. 1 run in on 2 hits, an error, and a hit by pitch. And the Dr. Stewart's lead 2-0 over the Medford Mustangs. First pitch, a called strike to Caden Johnson, who's 1 for 2 today. He's been on base twice, reaching once on an error. Fastball is outside. A 1-1 count now for Ledendecker against Johnson. Doc Stewart's baseball here on the score, brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home. Ball fouled away by Johnson. Fisher's Hearth and Home is serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. That's Fisher's Hearth and Home. A ball and 2 strikes for Johnson. Swing and a miss. He'll go down with a strikeout. Back-to-back punch-outs for Ledendecker, and he's got himself probably feeling a little bit better about things here. Bases loaded, trying to get out of the jam. The 1 run that did come in goes to Ryan Sandoval's credit, so he has 2 runs, both of them earned in today's ball game as he came out of the game after 3 innings of work. First pitch swinging for Spencer Six, pulls it right side. Out that direction, it'll be the center fielder, Josh Baptiste, traveling a long way to get there. We'll pick it up in right center. And Spencer Six 0 for 3 now with 3 fly ball outs for the Doc Stewarts in this ball game. But the Docs get 1 run here in the top of the 4th on 2 hits. There was 1 Medford error and 3 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-0 Docs in front on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Try and get you a check of our Garrettson Building Supplies scoreboard update here in just a few. There's not a lot to report here as we're getting things started with Legion Baseball, but we'll take a look at just some of the storylines as we go into the season. So stay tuned for that here coming up. Jay Stoffel still on the mound for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. He will face Dylan Marsh on the mound. Marsh 0 for 1 as he starts out the 4th inning. He struck out back in the 1st. First pitch coming up here for Stoffel. Inside with his off-speed stuff. 1-0. Stoffel has allowed just 1 hit in the ball game so far. Came back in the 1st inning. Pitch gets by to the backstop. Pitch low again. The count will go to 3-0, and Spencer Six is going to head out to the mound to talk with Jace. They are both obviously familiar with each other. Same class there at Roseburg High School. Well, taking a look at it, mentioned not a lot going on for Area 4. Medford and Roseburg, they're the first teams to in action this season. Eugene gets started, well, let's see, today is the 4th. Eugene gets started later this week on the 7th. Willamette Valley gets started tomorrow. There's a breaking ball, or excuse me, off-speed pitch right over the plate for strike one on the 3-0 pitch now to Dylan Marsh. The 3-1 is outside for ball 4. That'll be the third walk issued by Jay Stoffel, and a man on to lead things off here in the 5th. First time that Medford will get the leadoff runner on base. Bennett Smith will bat next. The DH is 0 for 1 in the game. So Eugene starts later this week on the 7th. Willamette Valley tomorrow on the 5th. And Grants Pass and Willamette Valley, that'll be the season opener for Grants Pass as a square to bunt. Smith will take low for ball 1 on a sacrifice bunt attempt. Grants Pass does not play their season opener until June 13th in their first game from the Docks tournament there at Legion Field. They'll face league opponent Willamette Valley. Surprising that they'll be off for that long. 1-0 pitch. Smith will pull it towards second. Knocked down by Luther. His only play is to go to first. He'll get it there. That'll move the runner up to second. Dylan Marsh gets into scoring position after the leadoff walk. The ground out for Smith will move the runner into scoring position. One away. About as good as a sacrifice bunt there. For Luther, he had to kind of slide to his right to get to that ball, and by the time he got it in the glove and was ready to throw, he didn't have many options. A ball in the air for Brady Buchanan in foul territory, caught by Cade Meisner. First pitch swinging for Buchanan. He struck out last time. He's now 0 for 2 as he pops out in foul territory. So Meisner making the play there at third base. 2 down, and Zach Ankeny will bat. He walked in the second, but was left stranded at first. So obviously with not anybody else in action until later this week or tomorrow, as a ground ball up the middle, gets into center field. They're going to send Marsh to the plate. The throw from Jet Black not in time. And a 2-out single by Zach Ankeny will drive in the first run for the Medford Mustangs. Ankeny picks up the RBI.
Now up, number 23.
Off of Jay Stoffel. Marsh will score from second with 2 outs, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Medford getting on the board here in the bottom of the 4th. Jet almost made that throw to the plate in time, just a tad behind. Ankeny picking up the RBI. He's now 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. 8-hitter Jeremiah Huffman will bat. He takes outside for ball 1 from Stoffel. There is some action in the bullpen. A righty down there throwing for the Doc Stewarts. So obviously there is nobody in action from Area 4 tonight to report on scores there for you. As the 1-0 is taken for ball 2. But from Legion Baseball, some of our friends out there around the state, the Post 6 Hillsboro Portland Barbers, well, they won game 1 against a team called Hayesville. I'm not really sure who they are. They won 11-1 in that one in 5 innings. As a line drive to right field, it's going to fall in, and Medford making a run at it here in the 4th. Is out in right field. Gillespie knocked it down but couldn't pick it up quick enough. Zach Ankeny stayed at second. He might have been able to get to third if he had been running all the way, but they held him at second base, and they stay there with 2 outs. You've got runners at first and second, back-to-back singles here in the 4th inning for Medford. Has runners at first and second. Batting next will be the 9-hitter Darren Marsh. He grounded out to short his first time, and he'll take a strike on the first pitch from Stoffel. A little obstructed view of the bullpen, looking through the netting. I can tell you somebody's throwing down there. We'll see if we can get confirmation on who it might be at some point here, probably between innings. There's another strike in. No balls, 2 strikes now for Darren Marsh. So the Barbers, they were 1-1 coming into today's doubleheader. They get a win in game 1 to go to 2-1. The Hayesville leading game 2, 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Ground ball up the middle. It's picked up by Johnson. His throw to first, not in time. Throw to third, won't get there in time to get the runner at third base. Ankeny back in safely. Huffman up to second. Marsh on with an infield single. Back behind the bag, Caden Johnson got to it, but the speedy Marsh down the line able to beat out the throw. 3 straight singles 3 straight singles for the Mustangs, and that'll prompt a visit out to the mound for Coach Jeremiah Robbins. His pitching coach for the season will be Bo Kearns. He's not yet with the team, and will be joining them soon. So Robbins, it looks like, will handle visits to the mound. It's Drake Bourgeois, the righty from Riddle High School, that is throwing out in the bullpen right now for the Doc Stewarts. So the Barbers split their first doubleheader of the season. Right now they are in the bottom of the third of Game 2, and they're losing in that one, so they may be on their way to a second split. Our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update: building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. So that's about the only game that I can really get a score update on for you for American Legion Baseball here tonight. 6 hitters have come to the plate. The 7th will be the leadoff man, Bennett Thompson, who fouls off the first pitch from Jay Stoffel. Jace into his 4th inning of work. Gives up his first run of the game. He gives up 3 hits so far in this 4th inning. He's trying to get out of it with the bases loaded, and he'll work an 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball across for strike 2. Chase trying to not give up the lead here. 2-1 advantage for the Docs. That ball in the air to right field. Gillespie on the run to the line. He'll make the catch and then run into the fence up against the very narrow field of play down the right field line. Doran Gillespie makes the catch to wrap up things in the bottom of the 4th inning. And with that final out, the Doc Stewarts will hang on to the lead. After 4 innings of play, it is 2-1. Docs in front of the Medford Mustangs here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Steven Ledendecker back out on the mound after coming in the 4th inning for Medford. He will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters from the Doc Stewarts. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Jonathan Stone 0 for 1 on the day. Was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, flew out to first base in the 3rd, and he'll get hit by a 2nd pitch. Ledendecker beans him. So Stone was getting a little beat up today at the plate. Makes the trip on down to first for a 2nd time. 3rd hit batter of the game for the Medford pitching staff. Sandoval hit 1, and Ledendecker now has hit 2. One of them drove in a run. Docs lead 2-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Batting for the Doc Stewarts now will be Jet Black. Breaking ball taken for ball 1. Just above the strike zone there. Ledendecker's pitch now outside, 2-0 the count. Jet 0 for 2 in this game, trying to get on track here. Jet Black and Doran Gillespie from Roseburg High School. We cover them normally during the high school season. A strike across against Jet. Here on 1490 The Score, following Roseburg baseball during the season. They both kind of finished the regular season on a bit of a slump. They weren't terrible, but they weren't as good as they were earlier on in the year, so they're trying to get right here for the summer. As a pitch away for Jet, he goes to a 3-1 count. Blue tops, white trousers for the Doc Stewarts. New jerseys this year. They've got two sets, it looks like. Line drive left side goes past the third baseman into left field. Jet will get his first hit of the season in a Doc Stewart's uniform. His single to left field puts runners at first and second here in the fifth as the Docs try to answer back after giving up a run and giving up the shutout there in the bottom of the fourth inning. Docs want to get those runs back, or get that run back, I should say, and add some more. And they're out to a great start here in the fifth with 2 runners on and nobody out. Line drive to left field. Jet was just right on top of that one, pulling it. Big day at the plate for Casey Pettibone today. He is 2 for 2, and he's scored 2 runs. He steps in for the first time against Steven Ledendecker. Pettibone was the last guy to face the starting pitcher, Ryan Sandoval. First pitch missed for ball 1 to Pettibone. The 1-0 pitch outside. Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score and online at 541radio.com is also brought to you by Cruz Farms Market, now open for the season. Remember, don't forget the pie. Wind blowing in from left field. The American flag out there near the scoreboard blowing in. As that ball ripped out to left field, squaring it up, reaching and snagging it out of the air is Buchanan. Probably made it look a little harder than he had to, but he snags it out of the air. Could have been a third hit of the day for KC Pettibone. Gets robbed. And that line drive out will be the first here in the fifth for the Docs. 1 down. Pettibone, man, he must be seeing the ball well. That was a well-struck ball. It just happened to be right to the left fielder, Brady Buchanan. Stone out at second. Jet Black at first. 1 down, and Jay Stoffel batting. Had a double back in the second inning, looking to try and rip another extra base hit and drive in a run. Stone out at second. He's big. He's got long strides. He moves pretty quickly. Ledendecker stepped off the mound. Stoffel stepped out, and we'll reset here. The 1-0 delivery. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes for Jay Stoffel. He reached on an error in the fourth. He's been on base twice. Both times he's been stranded at third. The 2-0 from Ledendecker. Outside again, the count goes to 3-0. So far, the bottom of the lineup has done pretty well for the Doc Stewarts. Casey Pettibone is 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Jay Stoffel had a double. He's 1 for 2. 1 for 2 for Cade Meisner, and Jacob Luther has 2 RBIs as a pitch taken inside on the 3-0 for ball 4 that walks the bases loaded. Stoffel draws the walk with 1 out. The Doc Stewart's a scoring opportunity for him here in the top of the fifth. And a visit out to the mound. They may be making the call down to the pen. They will. Coach Nate Maben will take the baseball from Steven Ledendecker, and a new man coming out onto the mound to face Cade Meisner, the 8-hitter, when we return. It's another call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction, your local leaders for any project big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulana or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. A 60-second break and back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Steven Ledendecker's day is done. A short outing for him. He ends up pitching 1 1/3 inning. And for Ledendecker, in that 1 1/3, he gave up 2 hits, Right now he's not credited with any runs, but the bases are loaded. All the runners would credit to him. He gave up 1 walk and had 2 strikeouts. He also hit 2 batters in the ball game as well. Taking over on the mound for Medford to face Cade Meisner. It'll be Blake Shields, the right-hander from South Medford High School. Just wrapped up his sophomore season. Shields will make his first appearance for the Mustangs. Did not play with the team last year, and game 1 of the season for both Medford and Roseburg. Cade Meisner digs in. He is 1 for 2 today, had a single against Stephen Ledendecker. He'll face Blake Shields. Trying to drive in a run. 1 out, bases loaded. Top of the 5th, Docs lead 2-1. First pitch from Shields is taken for strike 1. Again, every call to the pen is brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Visit their website, webuildhouses.com. 0-1 count here. We'll try to get a legal ID here in just a minute. As reaching for a pitch, that one lofted to second. Not going to have enough carry for it. It goes right to second baseman Jeremiah Huffman for the second out. Did not quite have enough to get over the top of the second baseman. I thought for a moment it might. Did not. So the bases are still loaded. Jay Stoffel at first. Jet Black at second. Jonathan Stone at third. And it'll be Jacob Luther to bat. Looking for his 3rd RBI of the day as he takes a pitch outside for a 1-0 count. Jacob Luther has 2 RBI. He does not have a hit. He drove in a run with a sac fly in the 2nd. Drove in a run with a bases loaded hit by pitch in the 4th. The 1-0, line drive to center. It'll drop in. He'll have his 3rd RBI, might have 4 as they send Jet around third to the plate. He's in standing up. 2 RBI for Jacob Luther. And the UVC Monarch, now Doc Stewart, has 2 RBI, or make it 4 RBI on the day. Has his first hit. He's 1 for 1. What a day for Jacob Luther. A line drive back up the middle, drives in 2, and the Docs will extend their lead out to its largest margin of the game, now leading 4-1. Jay Stoffel went first to second on the line drive to center. Stoffel on at first, and up to the top of the lineup, Doran Gillespie will bat. First pitch to Gillespie, knocking it down behind home. Bennett Thompson having to dig that one out. Jacob Luther. Man, a nice day there for the 9-hitter production. Driven in all 4 runs for the Docs here today. Pitch outside to Gillespie. He'll have a 2-0 count. Blake Shields coming in. He is not credited with any of the runs so far. Those have gone to Stephen Ledendecker so far. On the hook for the loss right now will be Ryan Sandoval, the starting pitcher. The 2-0 for Gillespie. Outside, wild pitch will go all the way to the backstop. Both runners will move up 90 feet. Stoffel goes to third. And up to second goes Luther. So the runners are both in scoring position now. Wild pitch moving everybody up. Doran Gillespie could make up for a tough day at the plate so far by driving in a few runs for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the 5th. They lead 4-1 so far. The 3-0 pitch is taken high for ball 4. That'll work as well for Doran. He gets himself on base for a first time. That'll load him up again.
Now up, number 5, Caden.
2 away, and Caden Johnson will bat. He is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Sun is starting to head behind the horizon. Nearly the entire playing field is in the shade. Lights are starting to come on, but not taking effect just yet. First pitch to Johnson, low and outside for ball 1. It's been a beautiful day here in Medford. Did not check the weather early on, but we're cooling to a very comfortable temperature. But we were in the 80s, I believe, when we got things started. Yeah, probably around 86 when we got things going. High of 88 in Medford today. 2-0 count now for Johnson as the pitch carries outside from the righty to the right-handed hitting shortstop. Right around 79 right now in Medford. Very comfortable, but it's been a breezy day. The 2-0 for Johnson. He fights it off the handle, slowly hit towards second. He might have a chance to beat it out. The throw to first gets away. 1 run comes in on the throwing error. Another run will come in, and it gets out of play. Up to third will go Gillespie. 2 runs come in. So I think infield single and then a throwing error is going to be the official scoring on that one for Johnson. So his dribbler to second was going to beat it out. First baseman Evan McClennan and second baseman Jeremiah Huffman both racing to get there. I believe it was McClennan that got it, tried to throw to first to Shields covering the bag, and his throw got away, and that error allowed everybody else to move up 90 feet. 2 runs come in. Docs lead 6-1. A ground ball now right side for Spencer Six, picked up by McClennan. This time he'll connect with Shields at first to finish off the side. So that'll do it for the Docs in the 5th. They send 9 hitters to the plate and score 4 runs. They lead 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Docs on top here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
80143. Doc Stewart's lead this one 6-1. Doc 6 runs on 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Medford 1 run on 4 hits, 3 errors for the Mustangs. New man on the mound for the Doc Stewarts will be Drake Bourgeois from Riddle High School. He takes over for Jace Stoffel. Looks like they'll make a straight switch on that one. And Bourgeois will take over here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So 4 innings worked there for Stoffel. And they'll hand it over to the bullpen.
Now on the mound for the Doc Stewarts is number 3.
So the Doc Stewarts, boy, big inning there. 4 runs in the top of the 5th. But they were unable to keep at them. But most of those runs all coming in with 2 outs. In fact, I believe all of the runs coming in with 2 outs. Drake Bourgeois will face Josh Baptiste to lead things off here in the 5th. Bourgeois misses low and outside for ball 1. So we will take a look at the numbers for Jay Stoffel in a moment. Foul ball for Baptiste. Evens up the count at 1-1. Jace went about 70 pitches in this game. Another foul ball for Baptiste. A ball and 2 strikes now for Bourgeois. Strike 3 called. He gets him looking. Drake will strike out Josh Baptiste here in the 5th to start things off there. You can't afford to strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Call them at 541-459-4039. Baptiste goes down looking. Evan McClennan will bat next. Bourgeois is a returning player for the Docs this season. Misses high and away to Evan McClennan, who's 1 for 2. Bourgeois split time between the Docs and the Dr. Randalls last year. Was mainly used as a pitcher for the Docs. Misses again. The count goes to 2-0 for McClennan. Class of 2020, he played last year as a sophomore for the Docs, now as a junior after his junior year there at Riddle. Misses inside as the count goes to 3-0 against McClennan. Last season for the Doc Stewarts, he pitched in 7 games, 11 innings, had a 1-1 record, 11 strikeouts, 9 walks, a 6.36 ERA. 3-0 pitch from Bourgeois, right down the middle for strike 1. So Jay Stoffel exits the game after 4 innings worked. He gave up 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Strike on the outside corner, called against McLennan, and working his way back to a full count. Drake Bourgeois has a chance to get McLennan here for the second out. 3-2 pitch. Swings at it on the low outside corner, fouled down the first base side. Six will collect it in the foul territory grass. We'll do it again on the 3-2. It is a 9-inning game, so I'll have to confer with my official scorekeeper up here, but I think that Stoffel didn't necessarily go the minimum to qualify for a win in a 9-inning ball game. I think he got to go 5. So could be a scorekeeper's decision on this one. We'll see how it goes. Pitch outside for ball 4. And McLennan will draw a walk.
Now up is number 37.
Dylan Marsh will bat next. Pinch runner will come in. Pinch runner coming in from Medford. I did not catch his number, waiting to hear the announcement. Chase Costanti is going to be the pinch runner at first. As the pitch gets by Bourgeois. And a wild pitch from Drake Bourgeois moves the pinch runner, Costanti, up to second. Man in scoring position. At the plate, it's Dylan Marsh. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. The 1-0 pitch is high. 2 balls and no strikes, and 6 will go out to the mound to have a conversation. Hey, folks, score big at Bi-Mart, where you can get ready for your season for less. A proud sponsor of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. So we've got Doc's Baseball tonight. We've got a few nights off. The next time we are back for Doc Stewart's Baseball will be Saturday. Originally, we had on our schedule Friday. They had moved the game, and I had an old schedule that I was putting things together for our broadcast schedule. So next Doc Stewart's Baseball game is going to be Saturday at 6 o'clock at home. It's the home opener for the Doc Stewarts. The 2-0 delivery coming up here for Drake Bourgeois. It's inside. The count goes 3-0. Drake got a strikeout looking to begin this 5th inning of work. Then he walked Evan McLennan, and now he's on the verge of possibly walking Dylan Marsh. Bourgeois set. And he misses low and inside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks after the leadoff strikeout. Bourgeois will put runners at first and second with free passes. Now this is a 9-inning contest here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Docs lead 6-1, trying to snap an 8-game losing streak against the Medford Mustangs. First pitch now to the lefty. Bennett Smith is outside. It's 5 straight that have missed the zone for Bourgeois after going to a full count against Evan McLennan and walking him. Runners at first and second, 1 away, looking for that ground ball. Double play. Strike at the knees on the outside corner. Smith watches it go by, was probably digging into the box, waiting to watch a strike first before he started to take the bat off the shoulder. Meisner playing about even with the bag at third, covering with a man at second. The 1-1 outside. Bourgeois falls behind again, 2 balls and a strike. Looking to try and turn 2. We have not seen a double play yet today. Had a couple of chances where we might have saw one, but haven't had an opportunity. Haven't been perfect balls for it. The 2-1 is in the dirt, and the count goes to 3-1. So Bourgeois struggling with the strike zone a bit here. His 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 taken. Smith was ready to toss the bat to the bat boy and head on down to first. He got caught with a high strike from Doug Hall, the home umpire. The 3-2 pitch, runners going, swing, and now a strike him out, throw him out. Swing and a miss at the plate by Bennett Smith for out number 2, and then the runners going. I don't know if they thought there were 2 outs in the inning or if they just really wanted to do the double steal. But they throw out the pinch runner, Costanti, at third base. Making the tag was Cade Meisner on the throw by Spencer Six, and that finishes it off. A little bit of defensive help for Drake Bourgeois. No runs for Medford on no hits. There were no Doc Stewart errors and one man left on base. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Doc's leading 6-1 on top of the Medford Mustangs here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Top of the 6th inning, Jonathan Stone leading things off against Blake Shields. He misses low on the first pitch. Stone stepping into the batter's box 0 for 1 in this game. He's been hit by a pitch twice as he takes a breaking ball low for a 2-0 count. Doc Stewart's Baseball Today brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. 2-0 count. Pulled towards third base. Marsh at third. Could not get the glove on it. His throw to first not going to be there in time. It's another error at third by Dylan Marsh. His third of the game went right underneath the glove, and then he kicked it. He truly did boot it this time. And that'll be the 4th error of the game for Medford. Stone will reach for a 3rd time in the game, this time on an E5. Hard ground ball right at him, but again, Marsh, just those ground balls right at him, he's been unable to handle. First pitch to Jet Black, high and away for ball 1 from Blake Shields. Shields has taken over for Steven Ledendecker. He's the 3rd pitcher used for the Medford Mustangs here today. Shields came in the 5th inning and pitched 2/3 of an inning so far. Misses high on the 1-0 pitch to Jet Black. Jet is 1 for 3 today. Had a single in the 5th, came around to score a run. Pitch outside. 3-0 the count for Jet. Trying to get on base for a second time. Draw his first walk of the season. Shields sets out of the stretch. Delivers on the inside corner for a called strike. Three-one count. Shields hits that inside corner for a 2nd consecutive time. Throw over to first base. Stone back in, sliding in head first. 3 balls, 2 strikes against Jet Black with nobody out. A man on here in the top of the 6th inning. Doc's on top 6-1 against Medford. Full count pitch, line drive to the alley in left center. It'll be shallow left center. Coming to get it, the center fielder, Josh Baptiste, will knock it down. In front of him, he'll pick it up and fires it back in. That's a single for Jet. 2 for 4 in the ball game now for Jet.
Now up, number 17.
Up to second base goes Stone. Casey Pettibone will bat. Boy, he has had a nice start to the season. 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and 2 runs scored. You always wonder sometimes about the guys from the lower, smaller schools. First pitch swinging for Pettibone. He wanted that one, fouled it back to the netting. From the 2A, 1A classification there at Umpqua Valley Christian. We've obviously seen a lot of talented guys come from that program and from the small school level. But sometimes you wonder, they do not see the consistency of the talent level at that small school level as what you see here at the Doc Stewart's level. But boy, Casey Pettibone and Jacob Luther, both from the 2A, 1A level, have been showing off here today in the season opener. Pitch outside to Pettibone, a 1-1 count. Luther has driven in 4 runs for the Doc Stewarts. And Pettibone has scored twice and is 2 for 3. A 1-1 pitch here for Pettibone. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Count goes to 1-2. Caden Johnson also with an RBI today. Coming in that 4-run 5th inning. The 1-2 swing and a miss with a man at first. Pettibone unable to head on down to the bag. That'll be his first strikeout of the game. And for the reliever, Blake Shields, that'll be his first punch out of the ball game. One down with still runners at first and second for the Doc Stewarts. Jay Stoffel. It'll be Drake Bourgeois who's come in for Stoffel on the mound. So Jace's day is done. And Drake Bourgeois will get his first at-bat. 1 away with runners at first and second. Bourgeois, first pitch, strike on the outside corner. Drake did not hit very often last season with the Docs. He had a 200 batting average, had an RBI and 4 runs, 2 strikeouts. Batting here in game 1 of the season. The 0-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball drops in on the inside corner for a called strike. Shields battling his way back here. Third pitcher used by Medford today. The 0-2 delivery from Shields. He checks second. Stone, nobody really holding him on. Check swing. Ball in the dirt. Behind the plate, Doug Hall says Bourgeois, no, did not go around. A 1-2 count. This Medford team last year winning the Area 4 championship with a 17-3 record. Docs were third at 9-11. Bourgeois takes high and inside, 2-2 count. Nobody was able to really keep up with Medford last year. Very experienced squad last year with a lot of talent on it. 17-3 in Area 4 play. Winning the state title for a 5th straight year. The 2-2, Bourgeois pulls it towards short. They go to second for 1. The relay to first. Got him! Double play. 6-4-3. And that'll wrap it up here in the top of the 6th. Ankeny to Huffman to McLennan for the double play. They turn it up the middle and finish off the Docs. No runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Medford error and 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Docs still leading 6-1 in this 9-inning contest on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Leading off for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 6th inning is number 12.
Go to the bottom of the 6th, 6-1 our score. Doc Stewart's leading the Medford Mustangs in the season opener for both teams here at Harry and David Field. Joey Kieran with you. Thanks so much, folks, for tuning in to today's ball game. We'll be back at home coming up on Saturday. Back at home, I should say. We'll be at home for the first time this season for a game, as the Doc Stewarts will play their home opener on Saturday. On the mound, Drake Bourgeois will face the lefty Brady Buchanan, in the first pitch called for a strike. Bourgeois in the 5th inning got a little help from the defense. Strike him out, throw him out to in the 5th. The 0-1 here to Buchanan. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Bourgeois grounding into an inning-ending double play there in the top of the 5th, although in the booth, my production helper, Josh Nelson, telling me he does not believe Bourgeois was out at first. He thought he beat him out. Pitch misses on the 0-2 there for Buchanan. A 1-2 count now for the lefty left fielder. Swing and a miss, and he goes down with the strikeout. That's another more well-drilling strikeout. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. That's more well-drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Strikeout victim number 3 for Drake Bourgeois. Zach Ankeny will bat next with nobody on. And one away. Ankeny is 1 for 1 in the game with a single, an RBI, and a walk. He takes low for ball 1. Out of the windup for Bourgeois, the 1-0 pitch, high and away. Folks, if you want to keep up with everything going on with the Doc Stewarts, make sure you head to 541radio.com and check out Doc Central on the 1490 The Score homepage. We've got the team roster, the schedule. You can watch the games there. We'll have game stories. There's a 2-0 pitch taken in the dirt for a 3-0 count by Ankeny. Game stories recaps the standings for Area 4. Explanations on what the postseason will look like. All sorts of great information for you there. Bios on the players, and we'll be doing our player interviews throughout the season again this year, and you'll be able to find those recorded interviews posted on the player pages there at 541radio.com. So make sure you check out Doc Central, 541radio.com, 1490 The Score homepage. That is your home, the fans' home for Doc Stewart's baseball during the summer. 3-1 pitch here for Ankeny. Fouls off it. The pitch out of play down the right field side, and he'll go to a full count now against Bourgeois. So a lot of great information there. We've tried to put together a great product online for you guys to keep you up to date with everything going on with the Docs. Full count pitch. Whew, not off by much. Ball 4. Ankeny was headed to first by the time that ball hit into the glove. Draws his second walk of the game for Bourgeois. It's his 3rd walk issued. Jeremiah Huffman will stand in next. 1 for 2 today for Huffman, a single and a strikeout. Huffman, the starting second baseman, part of that inning-ending double play there. Turn at second. First pitch, inside. He wanted to say got the jersey. He looked to the umpire, and no call. It'll be ball 1. Huffman will stay at the plate. The 1-0 delivery for Bourgeois. Takes a look at first. And time was called right as Bourgeois was going into his windup. He held off, didn't throw to the plate. Out at first base, Zach Ankeny takes his lead. Stone holding him on. Strike called at the plate to even things up in a 1-1 count for Huffman. A ball and a strike, 1 away. That ball into right field. Gillespie froze for a moment, backs up a few steps. Now may have a chance to double him off at first. Did he? No. That one was close at first. At the bag, Ankeny had maybe taken a little bit of an aggressive lead or jump off of the bag on the ball to right field. Gillespie made a nice throw to Stone at first, but they cannot get him. So he's back in safely. 2 away. Man, that was close. You never want to be that guy that gets doubled off on a ball to right field like that. First pitch misses for Bourgeois. 1-0 count. Against the 9-hitter Darren Marsh. He is 1 for 2 today. Marsh had a single back up the middle in the 4th. Beat it out on the infield. Swings, fouled that one off. That one catching the umpire, and Spencer Six will head out to the mound to give him a bit of a breather. While we do that, we want to remind you with the home opener coming up here, folks, we've got our what has become now an annual giveaway. Come on out to home games this season at Legion Field, and there's a lot of them this year for the Dr. Stewarts. Come on out to home games, stop by the souvenir booth, and sign up for our $1,000 no-hitter giveaway. If the Docs pitch a no-hitter at home this season, one lucky fan in the stands could win $1,000 from 1490 The Score and the News Review. Sign up at the souvenir stand before Doc Stewart home games. If there's a no-hitter thrown, we'll draw out a winner that signed up before the game, and we'll give away $1,000. So there's that for you. 1-1 count goes to 2-1 now as the pitch from Bourgeois misses. Bourgeois' delivery. Breaking ball, and Marsh able to fight it off. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some action in the bullpen for Medford. Ricky Bortz throwing out there. Drake Bourgeois on the mound for the Docs. He misses low and inside on the 2-2 pitch. Full count against the 9-hitter with a man on at first. Zach Ankeny after he drew a 1-out walk here in the 6th inning. 6-1, Doc Stewart's in front of the Medford Mustangs. Runner going on the 3-2 with 2 outs. That ball in the air to shortstop, picked up by Caden Johnson. So that will finish off the bottom of the 6th. We're through 6 innings of play. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base for the Mustangs. 6-1, the Doc Stewarts in front of the Medford Mustangs in the season opener between these two teams. We'll have the 7th inning when we come back in this 9-inning contest on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
In the top of the 7th inning is number 8, Cade Meisner.
Hey, we just lost connection, Joey.
Connection to the station?
Yep.
Interesting.
I just heard the phone go off.
Are we on the video stream?
Yes.
Are we muted?
Negative.
And it is Cade Meisner to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts. Meisner will get his 2nd hit of the day as he puts one into the outfield grass. A line drive over the infield. A single to lead things off here in the top of the 7th. Doc Stewart's leading at 6-1 on top of Medford. Welcome you back here to Harry and David Field, where the Docs trying to get off on the 2019 season on the right foot. Joey Keyran here with you. Josh Nelson helping out with the video production today. Back in the studio, Cruz Ibanez. We appreciate everybody tuning in for tonight's season opener for Doc Stewart's baseball. In the 9th spot, we've got a new batter for the Doc Stewarts. I believe this will be Luke Van Norman. Van Norman will swing and miss. It looks like Luke Van Norman and Jacob Luther, for some reason, switched numbers. I'm not sure when that would have happened or why, or maybe Coach Robbins got it mixed up and sent me the wrong numbers on the lineup, but we'll figure it out. Just outside for Van Norman. I believe he's got a 2-1 count now. So Meisner led off against Blake Shields with the single to left center into the outfield grass. Van Norman at the plate, a swing and a foul tip for strike 2. Van Norman stepping in from Roseburg High School, finishing out his junior season there. Had a great junior year for the Roseburg varsity team. His first at the varsity level. His 2-2 pitch from Shields. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll be your first out here in the top of the 7th inning. Doc Stewart's on top, 6-1. So Jacob Luther done after 3 at-bats, but he ends up 1 for 1 with a sac fly, a hit by pitch, 4 RBIs, and a run scored. What a night for Jacob Luther. First pitch to Doran Gillespie will be strike 1 on a swing and a miss. He tried to pull back but could not. Top of the lineup here, Gillespie is 0 for 3 with a walk. Fouls off a pitch. Goes to an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes for Gillespie. Got on bases last time up. See if he can find a hit here against Shields. Swing and a miss. He will not. Third strikeout of the game for Gillespie. For Blake Shields, that'll be his second strikeout of the day. 2 down. Make that his third strikeout of the day. 2 away, and Caden Johnson will bat. Johnson is 2 for 3 today. First pitch swinging for him is in the air to center field. And there underneath it is Josh Baptiste. Make it 2 for 4 for Caden Johnson. Now 2 for 5 as he flies out to center field. That'll wrap up a quick 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning. Make it 1-2-3-4 in the top of the 7th inning. Blake Shields able to keep the Docs off the scoreboard. No runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time for the stretch. We'll be back after this. Docs leading 6-1 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Doc Stewarts have made a call to the pen, brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Garrett Zymet will take over for Drake Bourgeois. Before we get you the numbers there, let's go ahead and pause for a station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Now on the mound for the Doc Stewarts is number 1, Garrett Zymet.
Garrett Zymet will drop in a breaking ball for a first pitch called strike against Bennett Thompson, who stands in. The leadoff man is 0 for 3 on the day today, facing his third pitcher from the Docs. Breaking ball did not get the rip on that one for Zymet, the sophomore from Roseburg High School. A 1-1 count. Light starting to take effect here at Harry and David Field as we reach dusk. Foul ball for Thompson. Back behind home. Ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff man for the Mustangs, who trail 6-1 against the Doc Stewarts. So Drake Bourgeois done on the mound. He pitched 2 innings for the Docs. Did not give up a hit. Did not give up a run. 3 walks, though, and 3 strikeouts. The 1-2, strike 3 called And Garrett Zyman will get a Morwell drilling strikeout as he punches out Bennett Thompson, his second strikeout of the game. And for Zyman, his first strikeout for the Doc Stewarts, making his first appearance in a Doc's uniform. Zyman, that's a great way to start. Squaring to bunt, it's in the air down the third base side, foul for Josh Baptiste. Baptiste trying to drag a bunt on Cade Meisner at third base, but he popped that one in the air. Meisner giving chase, was not able to get there in time. An 0-1 pitch. The fastball is low. Zyman missing to Josh Baptiste. Baptiste is 0 for 2 in this ballgame. Drew a walk back in the third. Puts that one foul down the right field side and out of play. Garrett Zyman this season for the Roseburg Indians was a second-team All-Southwest Conference selection as a sophomore. He pitched in 11 games, made 6 starts, had a 2-2 record, a 3.27 ERA as a sophomore. He froze Josh Baptiste at the plate with a breaking ball there, but Baptiste takes for ball 2. That one just a bit high. Almost got him to go after it. The 2-2 up the middle, hard hit ground ball will get through to Jet Black in center field. And that'll be a 1-out single for Baptiste, his first hit of the day. Went right back up the middle. Luke Van Norman is out at second base for the Docs here in the 7th inning. Evan McClennan will step back in. He did re-enter the game after the pinch runner came in for him, so they allowed him to sub back in. Chase Costanti was the pinch runner. McClennan, the lefty, swings and fouls off the 1-0 pitch. Garrett Zyman pitched last year with the Pepsi bottle caps. His first season here with the Doc Stewarts. Outside for a 2-1 count. He had a nice spring season. Looking to try and carry it over into the summer. He's a sophomore. They said he was getting into the 80s with his fastball, so he's a guy they expect to grow quite a bit on the mound for not only Roseburg baseball, but for the Doc Stewarts baseball team as well. Misses inside for a 3-1 count against Evan McClennan, who is 1 for 2 on the day. A single in the first, walked in the 5th. 3-1 delivery from Zyman. Got him jammed. Pop fly on the infield. Calling for it is Meisner. Cade will reach up to make the catch at just in front of shortstop Caden Johnson.
Now up is number 37.
There's 2 down with the man on at first. Dylan Marsh, the cleanup hitter, will bat. He is 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a strikeout. Docs leading 6-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Our first 7th inning stretch of the day, or of the season, I should say. Cooling off here in Medford, but a very comfortable night. Great way to start the season. First pitch, a called strike against Marsh on the outside corner with the breaking ball. The 0-1 delivery. Zyman misses high. 6 was quickly out of his crouch, looking down to first. Spencer 6 been behind the plate all day. The other guys on the roster that probably might play catcher at some point, not here. As that ball hit hard out towards left field for Marsh. That ball going way deep. And it's a fair ball, a home run. It's a 2-run shot for Dylan Marsh. The umpire just called it fair at first. Apparently the ball came back into the park. It must have hit off the foul pole and ricocheted back in for Casey Pettibone in left field. It's a 2-run homer for Dylan Marsh. Clears the bases. Josh Baptiste scoring as well. And Marsh, a deep ball to left field, just getting it inside the foul pole. 2-run shot will make it 6-3, and Medford back into this one a little bit. So they bring up a new hitter here. It's Chase Costanti hitting. He'll take over as DH for Bennett Smith, it appears. Costanti getting his first at-bat of the night. He came in as a pinch runner. They're kind of playing a little relaxed with the rules here today in a non-league game. The first one for both teams are just trying to get guys experience here. 2 outs, a 2-run homer, drives in 2 to make it 6-3 for Medford. A strike across for Zymet. And it's a 1-1 count for Costanti. Costanti will take another strike. 2-2 the count, I guess, according to the umpire. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and that'll wrap it up. Costanti goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Garrett Zymet. But the youngster gives up a 2-run homer to Dylan Marsh. His first home run of the season, his first hit of the season. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Doc Stewart errors. Nobody left on base. It is 6-3. Doc Stewart's leading as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Late stages of the season opener between the Docs and the Mustangs on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Well, early season, we are seeing a lot of changes being made so that guys could get a chance to get out there and get some action early on for these coaches as they evaluate teams here early on, figuring out what their lineup may look like. And on the mound will be Ricky Bortz, the 4th pitcher of the day for the Medford Mustangs. And Bortz will take over for Blake Shields. Shields pitched 2 2/3 innings in relief. Bortz will face off against Spencer 6 to lead off the 8th inning. Spencer, first pitch swinging, 1 hopper to first. McLennan wears it off the chest, knocks it down and takes it to the bag himself for the first out. Spencer 6, a tough day, 0 for 5 for him to start out the day. Jonathan Stone will bat next with nobody on and 1 out. McLennan just gave up the body on that one to make the play at first there against Spencer. Stone on the day is 0 for 2. He gets this one to left field but foul, hooking towards the batting cages down the left field side here at Harry and David Field. Doc Stewart's leading to 6-3 after a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 7th by Dylan Marsh for Medford. Got the Mustangs a little bit closer, trailing by 3 here late stages of this season opener. The 0-1 for Stone. Bort's off-speed pitch is fouled back to the net. Couple of foul balls for Stone so far, down 0-2. Delivery for Bortz. Stone fighting off the pitch, put it high in the air out to right field. Tracking it is Marsh. He can't find it. And that ball drops in, and Stone will get in with a stand-up double. Marsh lost it in the sky here at night at Harry and David Field. He couldn't find it, and running all the way, Jonathan Stone will end up with a double.
Next up is number 18, Jet Black.
Well, that's what happens. Good things can happen when you put a ball in play, and there it does. A pop fly landing for a double in right field as Marsh just lost it in the night sky. Stone into scoring position for a second time today. Make it a third time. He has scored once. It's his 4th time on base, his first hit of the season. Jet Black will bat, and Jet will take it low and outside. Jet is 2 for 4 on the day. Ricky Bortz in relief. Bortz, a returning pitcher for Medford from South Medford High School, graduating this year. He looks to second, does not throw. No one really on the bag for him to throw out there. Jonathan Stone back in safely. Bortz will set and work out of the stretch. Swing and a miss on the high heat for Jet Black, and he's got a 1-1 count. So Bortz from South Medford, honorable mention All-Southwest Conference pitcher this year. Returning guy last season for Medford. Bortz pitched in 15 games, had a tie for the most starts last year with 10, pitched 57 and 2/3 innings for the Mustangs. He misses high with his off-speed stuff, and it's a 2-1 count. Bortz last year had a 7-2 record, second most wins on the team, and a 2.91 ERA. So he was one of the aces on the staff last year for Medford, trying to see if he can keep Medford close in this one. The 2-1 for Jet is in the dirt. Count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Docs have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. As we get to the late stages here, Garrett Zymet came in to pitch last half inning for the Docs. And that's Peyton Hope out there throwing. Strike called against Jet on the 3-1 pitch. He'll take for a 3-2 count now. Ricky Bortz did have a win against the Docs last season in a 6 2/3 inning start. The 3-2 delivery for Jet. Ball 4, didn't miss by much. And a walk issue to put runners at first and second. Stone out at second, Black at first. And batting next will be Casey Pettibone. Well, taking a look at the final line for Blake Shields. 2 2/3 innings worked, gave up 4 hits. 1 run, it was unearned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for him. He did not hit a batter. He's the first Medford pitcher not to hit one of the Doc Stewart's batters here today. Pettibone at the plate. He's looking to add to his 2 hits on the day. Ball in the dirt. Stone taking off for third. He'll get in safely, and up to second base will go Jet Black. Stone, with that young man and his knee issues this season, you want to make sure he's all right. He'll get up. I think might have just hit the dirt a little hard. He'll shake some dirt out of his belt buckle and walk it off just a little bit. His legs seem to be okay. It just might have been knocking the wind out of him. Wild pitch in the dirt. Stone moves up to third. Good read, and he got a little bit of help as the throw not able to handle it at third. Dylan Marsh bobbled it there. So now 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-0 count at the plate for Casey Pettibone. Takes a high strike for a 1-1 count. A ball and a strike for Pettibone. He had 2 singles in the second and the fourth. Started out 2 for 2. He's 2 for 4 now as he fouls off a pitch. A 1-2 count against Bortz. One of those 7 wins he had last year came against the Docs. 6 2/3 innings, 9 hits. Gave up 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks in that start for Bortz. He picked up the win. As Medford last year swept the Doc Stewarts in 4 league games. The 1-2, Pettibone going after a high pitch, stays alive with the foul ball. At the second base is Jet Black. At third is Jonathan Stone. Pettibone a chance to try and drive in a run and add to his hot start to the season. The 1-2 delivery for Bortz. The right-hander kicks and fires. And it misses, not by a lot. Count goes even at 2-2. For the Docs, 6 runs on 11 hits today. No errors. 3 runs on 6 hits. 4 errors for the Medford Mustangs. The 2-2 from Bortz. Strike 3 called. Pettibone will go down looking. He's had back-to-back strikeouts now. First strikeout in the appearance for Bortz. 2 down, and Jay Stoffel will come up to hit.
Number 9, Chase.
Stoffel re-enters the game for Drake Bourgeois, who had 1 at-bat and grounded into a double play to end the 6th inning. So Stoffel back in. It'll be his 4th plate appearance. He has walked once and had a double. He's been on base 3 times, scored a run. A ball and no strikes. Stoffel comes back into the game for Garrett Zimet, technically, who had taken over for Drake Bourgeois. Strike called against Stoffel. They're playing fast and loose with the normal rules of baseball here today. A 1-1 pitch with 2 away. Stoffel pulls it to third. It's snagged by Marsh. His throw to first will get there to get Stoffel. Got a little surprise in his glove at third base there for Dylan Marsh. He's had a tough day, but that one, defensively, he's had a tough day. But he snags that one on the 1-hopper at third. Fires over to get Stoffel at first, and it wraps things up. The Docs leave 2 men on base in the top of the 8th inning. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors for the Mustangs, and 2 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Docs hanging on to a 6-3 lead. As we get to the late stages here, it'll be Garrett Zimet still on the mound for the Docs when we return on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
6-3 our score, bottom of the 8th inning. Doc Stewart's on top of the Medford Mustangs. At the plate, it's Brady Buchanan facing off against Garrett Zimet. Looks like Jay Stoffel will be utilized as the DH, I believe. Zimet working against Buchanan. The 1-2 is outside for a 2-2 count. Strike 3 called on the 2-2 pitch. Buchanan will go down looking, his 3rd strikeout of the game. And for Garrett Zimet, it's his 3rd punch out of the game. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Contact More Well Drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Zimet with 1 away. Breaking ball, he doesn't bite on that one, misses high. So Buchanan goes down with the strikeout looking. Zach Ankeny at the plate here. Ankeny is 1 for 1, a single and an RBI in the 4th. He's also walked twice. Facing Garrett Zimet for the first time. Zimet, the 3rd man used for the Doc Stewarts. Peyton Hope is thrown in the bullpen. Well, was thrown in the bullpen. He's down there hanging out, watching the game over the fence. The 1-0 inside. Ankeny scooting his feet out of the way to take for a 2-0 count. Count goes to 3-0 for Ankeny. On the verge of possibly drawing a 3rd walk on the night. Out of the windup for Zimet, the righty. Misses high and inside for ball 4. Third walk for Zach Ankeny. Gets on base with one away. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, remind you guys, stay tuned for the Roseburg Disposal postgame show coming up once this one goes final. Roseburg Disposal, let them make the run of them for you. We'll have our game recap provided by the News Review Sports section and our player of the game to announce for you here. There's some good candidates for the Doc Stewart's player of the game in this one. First pitch to Jeremiah Huffman is called for strike one. Ankeny out at first. See if we can get, I think we've got some updates here on the one score we've been watching. Strike two taken on the 0-1 pitch for Jeremiah Huffman. So the Barbers taking on Hayesville. I believe Hayesville still winning that one 8-1 in the bottom of the 6th. That's game 2 of a doubleheader. It's a swing and a miss for Huffman. He goes down on 3 pitches. 4th strikeout of the game for Garrett Zimet. He has retired 4 of the 5 outs that he has gotten in his time on the mound have come via strikeout. And so 2 down, man on at first, and Darren Marsh, the 9-hitter, will bat. First pitch misses, though, for ball 1. Marsh is 1 for 3. So the Barbers defeating Hayesville 11-1 in game 1 of that doubleheader. In game 2, they are trailing 8-1 at the bottom of the 6th. Fly ball to center field, snagged out of the air by Jet Black. That will wrap things up for Darren Marsh and wrap things up for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 8th. They get a man on, but are unable to bring him around, and they trail by 3 as we go to the 9th. It comes down to this between the Docs and the Mustangs. Medford trying to keep an 8-game winning streak against the Doc Stewarts going and trying to move to 1-0 on the season. Docs trying to start out the 2019 season, and the tenure for head coach Jeremiah Robbins on the right foot. We'll have it for you when we come back. 9th inning as we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Go to the 9th. Ricky Bortz on the mound for Medford. Fires first pitch, swinging. Cade Meisner flies out on the infield to the third baseman, Dylan Marsh. Meisner, 2 singles in the game. He'll finish 2 for 5 unless things come back around.
Now up, number 7, Luke Van.
1 away for the Doc Stewarts in the top of the 9th inning. They lead by 3. Luke Van Norman bats. He is 0 for 1 in the game. Came in for his first at-bat in the 7th. Swing and a miss to start things off. Van Norman from Roseburg High School. Swing and foul, tip back to the screen. That'll be strike 2 against him. Left-handed batter, right-handed thrower. It's his first year on the Docs. Started all 24 games at second base for the Roseburg Indians during the spring season. Takes outside for ball 1. Bort's just missing. Van Norman hit .328 during the spring season, batted in the 9 spot pretty much all season long for head coach Troy Thompson and the Roseburg Indians. The 1-2, Van Norman, swing and a miss, his second strikeout of the game. Van Norman goes down, 2 away.
Now up, number 11, Doran.
Second strikeout for Ricky Bortz. Top of the order, Doran Gillespie will dig in. He is 0 for 4 today with a walk and 3 strikeouts. We'll see if Gillespie can get something going with 2 outs for the Docs here in the 9th. He swings through the off-speed pitch for strike 1. For Medford in the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 3, they'll have the top of their lineup coming up. See if Peyton Hope is the man that comes in to try and close this one out for the Docs. 0-1 pitch from Bortz is outside. Docs trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. 2 years it's been since the last time the Doc Stewarts were able to get a win against the Mustangs. Ball fouled away by Gillespie. Gives him a 1-2 count. 9-inning contest here. Our first 9-inning ball game of the season. I believe it'll be a 7-inning game coming up on Saturday for the Docs. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Gillespie goes down again. 3 strikeouts in the game now for Ricky Bortz. And that retires the side in the 9th. 3 up, 3 down. Doc Stewart's unable to add any insurance. They lead 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Mustangs looking to tie this one up and send it to extras with 3 runs in the 9th if they can. We come back after this on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Go to the bottom of the 9th. It'll be the top of the order for the Medford Mustangs, trying to keep them in this one. They'll face Peyton Hope after another Shelby and Migulena construction call to the pen for the Doc Stewarts. Before we start the 9th, bottom of the 9th inning, let's go ahead and pause for a station identification. This is Doc Stewarts Baseball on 1490 The Score.
Now on the mound for the Doc Stewarts is number 4, Peyton Hope.
Peyton Hope for the Doc Stewarts, the righty from Sutherland High School, his 2nd year on the Doc's roster. Will be continuing his education and baseball career with Coach Robbins at Umpqua Community College next fall. Peyton, last year for the Doc Stewarts, pitched in 13 games, started 9 out of 3-4 record, a 5.75 ERA, but this year was earned first-team All-League honors as an infielder. He was also All-State last year as a utility player for the Bulldogs as a junior. First pitch, a strike against the leadoff man, Bennett Thompson, here in the bottom of the 9th. Strike 2 on the inside corner for Hope, and Peyton is rocking and firing here to start things off. He needs 3 outs to get the Docs their first win of the season. The 0-2. Check swing, just fighting off that pitch, battling there. Thompson will stay alive on the 0-2 count. Peyton looking to be one of the strong arms this year for the Docs as he gets a swing and a miss. That ball in the dirt, picked up by 6, throws down to Stone, and there is out number 1.
Now up is number
Strikeout
3,
for Hope. And that is his first, obviously. That would be the 12th strikeout for Doc's pitchers in this 9-inning game so far. 1 away, nobody on. First pitch swinging, that ball to third base, picked up by Meisner. Strong arms it to first, just getting out of the way. Stone protects the body as he makes the out. Josh Baptiste will go down 5-3 the put out. 2 away, and it'll come down to Evan McLennan, the scheduled hitter, but it'll actually be a new man at the plate. That is going to be Tavin Passy that'll bat. First pitch to Passy is a strike. So a pinch hitter here for Evan McLennan. Tavin Passy from North Medford High School. He takes in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Gets his first at-bat of the day. 1-1 from Hope is low for a 2-1 count. A 2-1 to Passy for Peyton. Outside. And his count will go to 3-1. Peyton Hope was looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He's going to have to battle back here. A 3-1 count. Pitchers behind in this one. The hitter ahead. Can Passy take advantage? The 3-1 outside. He'll at least draw a walk as ball 4 is issued. 2-out walk issued. That means the game-tying run is on deck. As striding to the plate will be Dylan Marsh. He had a 2-run homer in the 7th inning. He scored twice. He's 1 for 2 on the day with 2 walks and the homer. Marsh will try to see if he can keep this game going and keep his team in it. Docs leading 6-3 against the Medford Mustangs. First pitch to Marsh is low and outside for ball 1. Talking about Peyton Hope and playing with Coach Robbins next year at Umpqua Community College. There's 5 players between these two teams that will be playing at UCC next year. Strike on the inside corner. Marsh tucked in that front shoulder. Watching that ball go by, thought it might have been a bit inside, but it hits the inside edge. The 1-1 from Peyton. Swing and a miss down low for strike 2. Doc's 1 out away from getting the first win of the season. The infield will play back, looking for the easy out here. The 1-2 pitch from Peyton Hope. Checks first. Hope comes set, hands at the waist. He rocks and fires. Ground ball, foul, third base side. We'll do it again. We'll have to confer in the press box here to decide on a winning pitcher in this one for the Doc Stewarts today, but we'll tell you that coming up in the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. A 1-2 delivery with 2 outs and a man at first. Hope kicks. That ball well hit out towards left field again for Marsh. That one going deep, but foul. And that one's fairly obvious this time. Dylan Marsh, boy, he is showing off a pretty big bat there. That ball going foul. Dylan Marsh last year at the plate had 107 at-bats for the Mustangs, batted .262 last year. He did have 2 homers in 2018, 4 doubles as well, 6 extra base hits for him. Drove in 33 runs, so a pretty productive year last year for him. He's picking up again here. The 1-2. That ball off the hands in the air on the infield. Van Norman calling for it at second. And that'll do it. The Doc Stewarts are a winner to start out the 2019 season and give Jeremiah Robbins his first win in his return to the coach's box for the Doc Stewarts. That wraps it up here for the Docs as they win 6-3 on top of Medford, snapping an 8-game losing streak against the Mustangs. Congratulations to the Doc Stewarts starting out 2019 on the right foot. We'll come back and replay it for you when we return with the Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this 2-minute break. This is Doc Stewarts Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
That's pretty good start to the year.
So
I liked Casey Pettibone, but he went 2 for 5. Yeah, let's see. None of the pitchers were like lights out.
So who is it?
I'm going to go with Jacob Luther.
Damn it. It's not on my thing anymore.
Doc Stewart snap a lengthy losing streak against the Medford Mustangs, come away with a 6-3 victory on top of the Mustangs here in our season opener of Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. This is the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Coming up, we'll get a game recap for you. That's sponsored by the News Review Sports section. For more on today's game, make sure you pick up a copy of the News Review print edition and find the recap of today's game story. And we'll also name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game here in the post-game show. But let's let you know, at least first, the Docs snap an 8-game losing streak against the Medford Mustangs. Last time the Docs beat Medford was 2016. So a big win today here at Harry and David Field. Let's take a look at our News Review Sports section game recap. A run in the top of the second put the Docs in front, and they would lead the entire way. They led 2-0 in the top of the fourth before giving up a run in the bottom of the fourth inning. Docs would get 4 runs back in the top of the fifth, led 6-1 at that point in time. And then in the bottom of the seventh, a 2-run blast by Dylan Marsh got Medford on the board, but that was as close as they'd get it. 6-3, your final score. 6 runs on 11 hits for the Doc Stewarts, no errors. Medford 3 runs on 6 hits and 4 errors in tonight's ball game. That is your News Review Sports section game recap. Again, find a full recap of this game in the News Review print edition. We'll take a look at numbers here in the post-game show as the Doc Stewarts pick up the victory. We gave the win to Jay Stoffel, and I'll confirm with Coach Robbins down there to make sure that he's on the same page on us with that. Technically, in a 9-inning game, you got to go 5 innings to qualify for a win, but I think if you don't, then it's up to the scorekeeper to decide who was the most effective pitcher to get the win. Stoffel, I felt, was very effective today. 4 hits allowed over the 4 innings, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts for Jay Stoffel. But we give him the win to go to 1-0 on the year. Peyton Hope picks up the save in relief, pitching the final inning, the 9th there. On the other side, taking the loss will be Ryan Sandoval. He went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. It was 1 earned run, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. He did hit a couple of batters, I believe. He hit 1 batter and did exit the game in the 4th with an apparent leg injury. So we'll see how that comes into play for Ryan Sandoval later on in the season. Doc Stewart's defeating Medford, and these two teams, well, we will see if they meet again. They'll obviously meet again in a league play coming up, but I believe, will have some non-leaguers possibly on the schedule. I believe they're both playing in the Docs tournament coming up next weekend. So should be interesting to see what goes on between these two teams this season. I think they're going to meet a lot more than the 4 times than they played during the league season the last couple of years. Docs snap the losing streak against Medford, go to 1-0 on the year, and they get Jeremiah Robbins' first win with him back at the program. We'll come back and look at some of the numbers and name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. So stay with us, folks. Plenty still more to go in the Roseburg Disposal postgame show back after this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Back here at Harry and David Field to wrap up our season opener of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on 1490 The Score, and streaming video online at 541radio.com. The Docs get a 6-3 victory on top of Medford. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here in this one for the Doc Stewarts. Caden Johnson goes 2 for 5 in the 2 spot in the lineup. He did have an RBI today. Let's see here. 1 for 3 for Jonathan Stone with a run scored. He had a double. Jet Black goes 2 for 4 with a run scored. Casey Pettibone went 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored. 1 for 3 for Jay Stovall with a run scored and a walk. Let's see here. Cade Meisner went 2 for 5 in the ball game. And Jacob Luther goes 1 for 1 with a run scored and 4 RBI here today. On the other side for Medford, offensive numbers, 1 for 4 for Josh Baptiste with a run scored. 1 for 3 for Evan McClennan. And he had a 1 for 3 day for Dylan Marsh with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. He had the 2-run homer. 1 for 1 for Zach Ankeny with an RBI. 1 for 4 for Jeremiah Huffman. And 1 for 4 for Darren Marsh in the 9 spot in the lineup. Stoffel got the win. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Drake Bourgeois pitched 2 innings. Garrett Zymet pitched 2 innings. Peyton Hope picks up the save, pitching 1 inning in the 9th. It was 4 batters that came to the plate. And in the 9th inning, Peyton Hope gets 1 walk and 1 strikeout, but picks up the save there. Ryan Sandoval takes a loss, pitched 3 innings. In relief, Steven Ledendecker, an inning and a third. Blake Shields was 2 2/3 innings, and Ricky Bortz pitched 2 innings in relief as well for Medford. It's time now to name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. Coming through in the clutch for you, call Joe's Towing, your local professionals. Jacob Luther is our player of the game for the season opener. Luther, 1 for 1 with a run scored and 4 RBIs. A sac fly in the second, got the Docs on the board with a 1-0 lead. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 4th to drive in a second run to make it 2-0, and he drove in the 3rd and 4th runs of the game for the Doc Stewarts with a single in the 5th inning. He would eventually come around to score as well before he was lifted from the game for Luke Van Norman. And Jacob Luther is your Joe's Towing Player of the Game as he came through as the clutch player today, driving in 4 runs, the first 4 runs of the season for the Doc Stewarts. Congratulations to Jacob Luther, our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. Well, folks, that's going to wrap things up here for us in the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. We're going to catch the team before they head out the door for a quick comment from Coach Jeremiah Robbins. But as we get ready, we will have a home opener for the Doc Stewarts coming up on Saturday at Legion Field. The Doc Stewarts will be at home. It's another non-league game, I believe, against a traveling team coming up on Saturday. It'll be a 6 o'clock start time for that one. 7-inning game on Saturday for the home opener at Legion Field. So we hope you can come on out for some Doc Stewart's baseball at Legion Field to catch the Docs in a non-leaguer against a traveling team coming up on Saturday at Legion Field. If you can't make it out to the game, you can always catch it on the radio or watch it online. We want to say thanks to the Medford Mustangs for hosting us here in the season opener, and to the Medford Rogues for having us here at Harry and David Field today. I want to say thanks to Josh Nelson for the video production. Thanks to Cruz Ibanez back in the studio for the radio production tonight. And thanks to BG Gould for some help down here, the Director of Baseball Operations for the Medford Mustangs. Always a pleasure to be able to work with BG in the box. He helps out tremendously. Well, that'll do it for us, folks, as we say thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We'll talk to you on Saturday night when the Doc Stewarts have their home opener. And there at Legion Field, 6 o'clock start time. That means 5:45 for the pregame right here on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, I got to run real quick, so we'll talk to you later, Cruz.